Oscar Berry here streaking down the line. That was really
Wow.
nicely done. A big rotation from him, and he'll stomp it. A little look up as well.
Oh, Oz. I mean, he has that in his repertoire. I feel like he's found his feet in his second year on the Challenger Series and just looking like he's oozing a lot more confidence between the surfer we saw from him last year to the surfer he is today.
All right, we're on. We're meeting up with Oscar Berry just in between the Challenger Series qualification at Newcastle and his first start on the championship tour at Bells. First of all, congratulations, Oscar. Welcome to the big show.
Thank you, Kaipo. Very, very excited. It's bit of a dream come true.
Well, you made a quick start of it. I think just 2 full seasons on the Challenger Series, and now you're on the championship tour, the pinnacle of professional surfing.
Yeah, it's crazy, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy that it sort of only took me 2 years of the Challenger Series. Growing up, I was never sort of like, I was a bit late to it. Obviously, as a lot of people know, I skated up until I was probably, 18, but didn't really sort of think surfing would be one of those things that I'd do. I just liked surfing. And then sort of wasn't until I was probably 14 or 15 where I actually sort of thought, I could probably, get somewhere with this. So I was always sort of a little bit behind the top guys of my age group, and then behind that top lot of surfers in Australia. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy that it's sort of turned this quick. I sort of thought it'd maybe, be a bit later in my 20s I'd get it done, but I'm bloody stoked.
Yeah, you should be. Talk about skateboarding. Check this out. I brought this. You know what that is, Oscar?
No way. That's a DC logo.
It's a DC team ring. I was OG DC, and I think you just signed a deal with those guys.
I did, yeah. You were OG, Kaipo.
So stoked, huh? Like, that's what a crossover. What a great sponsor to have.
No, it's so cool. I caught up with Stace just pretty much straight after I qualified. I got home and caught up with him, and those guys were keen to do a deal. And DC was the one that just sort of made the most sense. I used to run DC hats and stuff when I was a little grummy in primary school, and it's one of those ones. It's such like I don't know, it's a personal one for me. It's like the fit feels really cool, and it's like something that I ran when I was younger, and skating, it just made sense, and it's so cool. I'm pumped.
You still skating a bit, or are you trying to stay off the stunt wood just to stay healthy for surfing?
Definitely my skating, sort of haven't done too much of that lately. I always if I do skate, I always get a bit carried away and get excited, and I just kind of got to stop myself from that a little bit. But it's always good fun picking up a skateboard. I generally pick it back up pretty quickly, and yeah, I love it when I do skate.
Yeah, it's great. A little bit about your background, Oscar. Where are you from? What town are you from? Tell us a little bit about your local scene.
Yeah, so I was born in Mildura, which not a lot of people know where Mildura is. It's actually sort of on the Victorian side of the New South Wales and Victoria border. It's on the Murray River. It's kind of pretty far west. It's it's in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. They grow grapes and oranges and shit there. So it's out there. And then when I was 3 or 4, I moved to Yamba, and then pretty much, that's where I learned to surf, skate, fish, all that stuff that I love doing. That's where I sort of learned to do all that stuff, and I was there until I was 16, and then I moved to the Gold Coast, and that's where I am now.
That's where you are now, but where do you consider your home break? What's the one in your heart, your home break?
It's Yamba, all the beaches of Yamba, sort of, that's my home break. That's where I sort of got my first tubes and fell in love with surfing.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the scene's like over there in Yamba, as far as the surf scene? What's going on in the parking lots? What's the community like there?
Oh, the community is amazing. Obviously, you guys know, there's a lot of really good surfers from Yamba. I had a lot of inspiration growing up. Obviously, you have the guys that were just above me were Bryce Young, excuse me. And then oldie, you had Laurie Towner and Dan Ross. And then you had, Batty and those guys, Nat Young, to look up to. So and then even like the Philander brothers, they were a big, you guys would probably know Thornton Philander. His twins were probably one of my biggest surfing sort of inspirations when I was young. Those guys would take me surfing and they would skate, and that was sort of, growing up, I hung out with those guys a lot. So it's sort of the older guys I'd be at the skate park with and stuff. And yeah, and then obviously now I hang out with and growing up a lot, the Walters boys. They were sort of my guys growing up, and Frank Murphy and just these local guys. There's so many really good surfers that no one would even know of, and those guys all shred, and I'm down there a lot now. I drive down from the Gold Coast pretty much whenever there's waves. I try and escape the zoo and get down there, and I just love it. It's home for me, and yeah, I think it'll always be that way.
So Oscar, who's your favorite surfer? Who inspires you? Who do you watch surf clips of, to get inspiration in your own surfing?
I think growing up a lot, it was definitely John Florence. He was the guy that I was just like, this guy rocks. Like, I think a lot of crew my age is sort of, John was in his prime, just doing John stuff. So he was, looked up to him a lot. But then before that, like when I was probably, in primary school and stuff, I looked back to the local hero. It was probably Laurie Towner. I watched his part in Passion Pop, I reckon, about 400,000 million times. So he was probably growing up one of my biggest inspirations. And then it sort of moved to John. And then now I really like what Felipe does. He's one of my favorite surfers at the moment.
That's rad. Hey, so, cutting to your qualification for the championship tour, just 2 seasons you did it. Can you believe it happened that fast? Just tell me about your journey and how you ended up on the CT so quickly.
Yeah, it's like pretty wild to me that I ended up there so fast, to be honest. Like I was saying before, when I was younger, I wasn't really one of the top guys of my age group or anything. So I always felt like I was a little bit behind. So I thought that CT qualification might have come a little later. But yeah, obviously I'm really stoked it came now. But yeah, obviously I finished high school. I hadn't really done too many comps or anything when I finished high school. I was about, 18. And then when I was 19, turning 20, I did my first QSs. Nearly qualified for the Challenger Series that year. I think that was 2022. And then I got into the Snapper Challenger off my good regional QS performance and did well there, made a few heats, went to Manly, lost first round. And then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to chase this year. I'm going to go back to the QS, do a full year. And then I actually injured my ankle really bad. I blew my ankle to bits and needed surgery and stuff. And that sort of put a little halt to that year. And then came back the next year and qualified off the last few events, and then had last year's Challenger run. And then I lost everywhere, pretty much first heat. I made a few heats at Snapper and then lost early everywhere else. I made 1 heat in Portugal, lost in Brazil, and I was down in the dumps. Hadn't made any heats in any of the regional events either. So this last year's Challenger run was looking pretty unlikely. And I got home from Brazil and had about 2 days at home, and then went straight to the Philippines for our regional QS events there. Went to Philippines and then Taiwan. And I was down. I was like pretty flat after Brazil, just a big year of traveling everywhere, losing, and then straight into that event and won. So that was a pretty crazy turnaround, and then went well in Taiwan as well. So pretty much off those 2 events, I'd qualified for last year's Challenger Series, and then yeah, here I am, like a big year later. Here on the CT.
When did you feel, okay, I'm going to qualify? What point of the year did you went, okay, I'm going to get on the tour. I'm going to be on the tour.
Oh, didn't really feel like it was probably Brazil where I sort of, I kept getting through heats. I think I got through my round of 16 heat and got into the quarters with Winter, and I was like, wow, I'm pretty close here. Like, this is kind of like getting real close. And obviously, as you know, this year the points were so high. So I thought that I'd maybe done enough at that point, and then I got through my heat with winter. I'm like, I think that was maybe enough. And then after Piper got really close again, obviously had a pretty heartbreaking first round loss there, and then went to Newcastle like in a bit of a precarious situation, had a fair few crew right up my jacksie, and I got through my first heat and a few crew sort of fell out. I got a little bit more comfortable, and then I think it was a round of 32, Jorgen, when he didn't get through his heat, I'd been doing the math. I was onto it. I'd rather know. And when he went out, I think I looked to Dakota and Joel and Alistair. They were sitting next to me. I was like, I'm pretty sure I just qualified.
Is that when the shoey happened?
Nah, that was after my heat. Straight in I came fourth, I think. I had the worst heat of my life.
Still did the Hey, I got a question though. Do you guys have like a special shoe for shoeys that are like maybe there's a hidden cup inside or anything like that? Or are those like straight off someone's foot?
Well, the Mad Hueys actually do it. They make it's a rubber shoe that you can actually do shoeys out of. It's a little bit more hygienic and it's all logoed up and stuff. So, but they forgot to bring it down. They had it in the van up the top and they forgot to bring it down. So just ripped it off. I think it was either Dad or maybe Heltz, the Huey's GM. It was maybe his shoe and they just ripped it off. They're like, do a shoey. And I was like, oh, all right. When you get handed a shoe, you're not going to not do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's classic, dude. That's so good. Okay, so speaking of good stuff, man. You got a great year to be a rookie on the championship tour because you get 9. There's no mid-season cut. You're gonna have a whole tour to yourself.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to? What are the stops you're looking forward to?
I mean, this first stop, I'm here in Torquay for Bells. This one's a bit of a bucket list one. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's the longest running CT event that there is on the tour at the moment. I think it was last year the 50-year celebration, maybe.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
this is an iconic event, and I'm very, very, very excited for this. It's like a kind of surfing that I grew up doing. Obviously, I'm from Yamba, so I grew up surfing in Gary Point. That's where I sort of learnt to surf. So it's somewhat familiar, and it's super exciting. I'm looking forward to everywhere, to be honest. Like Margs is so sick because you get to surf around and main break, and the opportunity for the box would be amazing. Snapper, because obviously I live on the Gold Coast now, so having all my friends and family and stuff there and all my mates, I'll be looking forward to that. And then I'm looking forward to Tahiti because that scares me, and it's exciting and scary and fun, and the chance to get the wave of my life in Arashi is pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm glad you identified that because that's happened in more than one case, people getting the waves of their lives, while in competition at places like Tahiti and at Pipeline. The events that you feel like play to your strengths in surfing, what events?
I think here Margs and Snapper are all like they're right hand point breaks, so that's sort of like I feel like that's definitely in my wheelhouse. Especially Snapper, I feel like I can throw some airs in, and sort of my variety can really come to fruition there. I guess like I could sort of do carves, snaps, fin blows, revs, big airs, tubes. It's got a bit of everything, so. That's definitely a wave that I feel like I can do well at. And then I really look forward to El Salvador. I feel like that wave looks exactly like a Gary Point. So I'll be pretty comfortable there. I feel like I might be able to go all right there, but I don't know. Again, it's such a crazy learning curve for me, especially sort of not being the guy ever. I feel like I was always sort of, a bit under the best guys, so that's going to be a big challenge for me to actually bring my best surfing, is getting over seeing everyone else ripping and all that stuff. So there's going to be plenty of learning curves, and like I really want to bring my best surfing this year, but it's really hard to do that in a heat. So I'd be super stoked if I was able to do that.
Yeah. Well, hey, Oscar, it's a hot start, right? We got the Aussie Treble. So 3-pack of events in Australia, then straight to Raglan. What's your approach to, this quick back-to-back-to-back start on the tour?
Yeah, it's super back-to-back, but I'm stoked that it's in Australia. Like that's, the tour is going to be a pretty uncomfortable thing for me. But so I have that comfort of being at home for the first sort of, 3, and then New Zealand's not just across the bloody the Pacific, not too far. It's pretty close. So having that as well, that comfort of these sort of first few events is going to be nice. I'm excited for that. Having my family around is going to be really cool. That's going to be nice to sort of have my family there to watch and enjoy it with me as well. It's cool, and I just realistically I just want to have fun. I feel like that's when I'm gonna do my best surfing. So having fun, enjoying it all, banter in the car park with me mates that are on tour this year with me, which is really cool. That's gonna be what helps me do well, I think.
Yeah. What's the crew? What's the crew that you're going to be cruising with on tour?
Well, I'm here right now. I'm pretty much looking out at the couch at Luke Thompson and his filmer Noshi, the South African boys. They took me in. I was going to stay with a family, but they were a bit crook, and as you can hear, I'm a bit crook as well. But they took me in for the first few days while I wait for my accommodation to open up. I think we move in tonight, so hanging with those boys. And then Jolie Vaughan's obviously been a really close mate of mine for a very long time. We've sort of, done everything together. I think my first state titles ever, I had a heat against Joel and got smoked. So probably be hanging out with Jolie a bunch. All the boys. You got GP on here. Lobby, all the Aussie boys that qualified, Morgs and Cal. It's just, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be an epic year.
What about boards? Tell me a little bit about the boards you're riding and any adjustments that you're, prepping for the championship tour.
Yeah, so I've been riding LSD shapes, Luke Short Designs, for the last, I reckon, 3 or 4 years now. Before that, I rode Rod Dahlberg's boards all through growing up. He was sort of the local shaper, local legend, bit of an iconic brand. And then once I sort of got into doing QSs and stuff, I think my second year I moved over to Luke Short, which was sick. I got to sort of keep the Yamba connection, and Luke's been making me amazing boards this year. Like, I've just had some really amazing crafts under my feet. It's been amazing. And I think South Coast Foam, I've been using their foam this year, and that collaboration with Luke and those guys has been able to let me really experiment with my boards and get the best stuff under my feet. So that's been amazing, and it's so good. Luke's such a good guy, and I just love having good people around me and helping me out. It feels amazing to get really good boards off him and just have such a nice guy and be doing it for such a good dude. It feels really cool.
Are you going to be, do you have a coach? Are you working with a coach this season?
Yeah, I'll be working with Tim McDonald. I've worked with him pretty much my whole life, since I was like 14 or 15, where I started thinking, surfing could be my thing. Timmy was one of the first guys that I did work with then, and we've both been on it's been a long time, and I'm stoked to get here and have him in my corner. I think he's going to be a big help to help me get the best out of myself this year. I know he's just had a fresh baby, young Ted. So it's, working out how we're gonna do that this year is going to be something. But yeah, again, the first 3 events being in Australia helps that a lot, and young Ted can come to a few of these comps. I think he's coming down here to this one, and I'm excited to see the young fella. But no, it's cool. Stoked to be working with Timmy.
Have you been working on anything kind of specifically, dialing in before the tour starts?
We've been doing a lot of work in the mental space this year. It's been something we've been working with a guy that works with the Surfing Australia crew, Tom Greer-Smith. He's the one of the performance psychologists in the HPC, and he's been so helpful this year and in collaborating with Tim and him to really like direct it to what helps me and what's gonna make me better has been really cool, and it's been something pretty eye-opening for me as well. Like feel like I've been quite shut off to that side of me, and I've sort of been able to start talking about my feelings and stuff. It's really weird. It's helped so much. And it can be really hard to like talk about that stuff sometimes and sort of get right into the nitty-gritty stuff. But it's really rewarding once you do sort of open those doors. I feel like you can sort of get a lot out of it, and that's been really cool. As well as sort of generally, like growing up, I've just surfed because I loved it, and I've always just done it my way and done what I like to do. I've never sort of been that kid to be like, when I'm in a heat, I shouldn't do airs and stuff. I should like build a house and all that. Like that was pretty out the window for a long time, and it's a lot harder to sort of do that now. But I feel like Timmy and I have been able to work to a point where I've actually been able to make good decisions and stuff, and we've been working on holding myself back sometimes, and just figuring out when I'm melting down and then being able to like sort of bring it back, and I've sort of been able to get a lot out of that. So yeah, that's sort of been a big area of where we've been working, and I think this year being on tour, it sort of opens up a lot of doors for working on good wave surfing, because you go to a lot of good waves, and obviously the QS is a lot of shit waves, so pardon my language, but yeah, there's a lot of really bad waves. So yeah, being able to work on some more stuff this year is going to be really cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like, because surfing, it's mental, it's emotional, Sometimes it's even like musical, like putting the vibe in. Do you listen to music? Do you have a playlist that you listen to before you surf a heat?
Yeah, it's pretty funny you ask that. I've got one of the wildest music tastes in the world. I listen to literally everything. And you know how you get your Spotify Wrapped after a full year of listening to all your music and whatever, you get it Wrapped. If you go through that playlist, it's one of the wildest things you'll ever listen to. You'll be listening to the saddest song ever. You'll be listening to Goodbye My Lover, and then the next song will be like Big Girls Don't Cry, and then you'll be listening to Black Sabbath, and then you'll be listening to Pearl Jam. It's just all over the place. So it's really funny. But I listen to all that stuff. I love listening to music and getting all fired up to go for a surf. That's one of my favorite things about surfing is driving down, the waves are cooking, and you just got your playlist bumping. I turn my music up so loud in the car and do couple karaoke and send it to my mates and stuff. It's really classic. Get all G'd up. I love it.
I love that. I love that for you, man. I can't wait for you to get going on the tour, man. It's just like, it's just a week away. What's it going to be like for you when you're in the water with the jersey on? It's got Barry on the back. You got your number and the Hooter sounds. What's it going to be like for you?
Yeah, it's I get a bit weird just thinking about it. Like I can't really sort of imagine what it's going to be like, but it's pretty exciting. Get to run down with 6'4" on me back. That's the postcode for Yamba. So representing all the 6'4" boys and just representing everyone that's in on my journey. It's so bloody exciting. I really can't wait. I'm going to have to do a lot of that, like holding myself back and not getting too G'd up. I'll be, definitely trying to settle myself down to try and surf a decent heat. But it's super exciting. I seriously can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, this year's so cool because we got brackets this year. You can see your road to the final basically laid out in front of you. Your first opponent, you're going to come up against Dane Henry in that first round. What do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, it's crazy. Surfed a fair few heats against Dano on the regional QE, so it's he's been going skits lately as well, so he'll be gnarly. So that's going to be a fun heat. Hopefully we get some good waves and we can sort of go blow for blow put on a good show. It'll be really fun. Maybe even some air wind. We can go to the air against each other. It's pretty scary going to the air against old Dano, but no, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that matchup. You get through that matchup. Next up for you on that road, Griffin Colapinto. What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool. I was talking to Stace not too long ago on a Stab podcast, and I feel like Griffin's one of those people that I sort of relate my sort of strengths to what he does, where he's really good at everything. And so it's sort of, he's got that all round where, you know, he can do really good turns and he can do really good airs and he can do he's really good in the tube. And I feel like, you know, I'm obviously not Griffin Colapinto, but I feel like that's sort of where my strength is, and I'm pretty decent at everything. So that'd be really cool to, you'd definitely be ripping the Band-Aid off, but straight into the big dogs after that round one, you're straight against the top guys. So no, it's cool.
Yeah, and I think you, like you said, you're surfing, you have not just the air game. I feel you're a very well-rounded surfer, Oscar, but a lot of people don't know about you that you're kind of a hellman. Like, you charge, and there's heavy waves on tour coming up.
Yeah, there is. And I was super fortunate at the start of last year. The Mad Hueys did a trip. We did a little team trip down to Cape Solander and surfed hours with Max and a few of the Bra boys, and we just had the sickest time. And I hadn't really done too much, like proper big wave surfing. Like, that was like pretty legit stuff, and I hadn't really done that. And the first day we got there, we come out the channel and it's like pulling up with the boat and the skis, and we'd look at it and it's like 10 foot, like nasty, 10, 12 foot. It's so big and like it's rogue and not hitting it right. And I think Max was the first one out there. He went one straight away, got smoked, and sort of watched it for a bit, like, oh, we'll try. And Dean Hazard's on the ski, and I was just shaking. I could feel my whole body shaking. I had a little impact vest on, so sort of felt a little bit invincible, and sort of just got behind the rope, and just a wave came, and it looked like it was a smaller sort of medium inside runner, and he's whipped me in. As I've let go, I look down and I stare at about 4 different ledges and little steps, and I'm just like, what have I got myself into? And all the Bra boys and that, and all the boys on the boat were looking, so I was like, oh, I'm not flicking off. So I just rode down it and set my line, and I remember the wave barreled over me, and then the whitewash got launched out and around the front of the tube, and I was just like, what do I do? I just like held my breath, and the backwash hit it, and I just got launched out with the spin. It was crazy. I wasn't connected to my board at all. I was like 10 foot in the air, but it was that was a pretty good introduction to that kind of stuff. It was sick.
That's such a rad story, man. Well, looking into this year, you got a full year on the championship tour. Who or what do you want to represent as a CT competitor?
I just really want to be me. I feel like when I'm comfortable and hanging with my mates, I'm pretty stupid, and not stupid, but I'm just a bit of an idiot, and just, I like being lighthearted and just having fun and doing what makes me happy. And that, I really want to bring that to the tour. I feel like it seems like quite a serious place. So I really want to just have fun and just have banter in the car park with the lads and just really enjoy it. And I think, yeah, if I can do that, I'll bring my best surfing and it'll be the most fun. And obviously having 6'4" on my back, I'll be representing my hometown, which is super cool. I'm pumped on that. It gets me really excited. And I'll be representing everyone, my family, my coaches, everyone that's in my corner. I just want to do good for everyone. It'll be sick.
I love that. And you know what? Surfing's supposed to be fun, so I love that you keep it fun, Oscar. That's really important, I feel. Bringing fun to surfing, right?
For sure. Because that's, like, at the end of the day, that's why I started doing it. Like, that's why I surfed, and that's what got me here. Like, I feel like the reason that I started surfing was just because I have fun doing it. And it's quite easy to lose that when you start sort of, you start thinking about money and the travel and this and that, booking this, doing that, surfing this comp, need to make heats here. it's easy to lose track of that. And so like at the end of the day, that's why I did it. And I wouldn't have got here if I wasn't having fun doing it. So why stop now?
Well, congratulations on your success right now and in the future. Remember, you can watch Oscar Berry take on the best in the world on worldsurfleague.com and put Oscar on your team. Check out Kaipo's #1 Super Mega League. Join and play to win. Thank you, Oscar.
Maybe don't 2 times me.
We're going to power surfer you.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. Thank you, Kaipo.
So good.
It was
So
good having
good.
you on.